Welcome to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman, the podcast where we deal with the early life of J.R. Hendrick. And now, J.R.'s father on the Blake Carter Show in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, December 30th, 1995, CBMC News TV and Radio. This is the radio portion of it. This is CBMC. Hello guys, I'm sitting here in the living room of in the Baton Rouge estate of James Ryan Hendrick, the director of the Office of Policy and Liaison for the Small Business Administration and the administrator for the Entrepreneurial Affairs Agency. Jim, how are you? In many ways better than I deserve. Jim, there's been noise around about the whispering campaign against you in D.C. What insights do you have to say that you feel like is a huge criticism of the Clinton administration? You know, I made the mistake in '92 in supporting him to think that he can make economic change. Who has he put in charge of some of the top spots? Now, I have respect for Erskine Bowles. Okay, he was an objective appointee. I don't have a problem with him. But a lot of people he appointed to the top were cronies he knew in Arkansas or friends he knew from Hillary. And some of that goes together. If you look at White House Assistant Counsel William Kennedy, he's stepping down. He's under fire about Whitewater. Some people say that you have some information about President Clinton and Whitewater. I don't care to divulge until maybe at a later time. But you know something's up. Kennedy is ready to retire. Go back to Little Rock. Maybe in hopes that Clinton will appoint him to some damn embassy or something. But you feel like some of it, the whispering campaign against you, is from people at the top that are close friends of Bill and Hillary. There's no doubt. I mean, I heard about all this going on at the last meeting of the Small Business Administration. I wasn't there. I was back in Texas for the holidays. Gotta be with my family every once in a while. And what does he do when I'm gone? He goes on the attack. Meaning Philip Latham. Yeah, he goes on the attack. Says, I don't deserve to be in office. I don't know whether he's attacking me or he's attacking my family. In many ways, sometimes I feel like it's the same thing. What are your plans as far as what you're going to do about it? Run for president as an independent? What is it anyways? I've taken a good thought about it this holiday season. My wife and I decided it'd be counterproductive to run for president. will serve. It's no doubt shortly before the election that Bill Clinton is going to fire me. And once he does, I'm going back to Texas. Let him suffer for all I care. He doesn't deserve or need my support anymore. He wasn't who I thought he was. And neither is most of the people as currently constituted in his administration. Which he believes that some of them have been cronies who knew at Oxford or somehow connected to Hillary. That is the big thing. And you're planning on having lunch with the president on the 12th. I plan to return early to D.C. on the morning of the 12th. I'm going to have lunch with him, and I'm going to call him out for the behavior of his administration. Because the way I see it, Clinton lies. Okay? He promised to fix the economy. Well, let's look at it. His first year in office. The first quarter. Only modest growth. The second quarter. Catastrophe. The third quarter. Catastrophe. The fourth quarter, catastrophe. Look at 94. The first quarter, only modest growth. The second quarter, catastrophe. The third quarter, modest growth. And I think only that's because he knew the Republicans were on to him with a contract with America. Now that I gotta agree with. And then the fourth quarter, modest growth. Well, with his being whipping in the 94 election, he promised again to fix the economy and listen to the American people. The first quarter was some modest growth. Second quarter, catastrophe. The third quarter, only modest growth. And the fourth quarter, we were doing good. But then the second shutdown and the market correction in the government. This predicts what you said in the Senate. Is it not? Your testimony in the Senate that what we have is a bear market economy. Yes, we have a bear market economy. During my time, Hendrick Mansion in Gainesville, I had a chance to read Bill Crystal in the I believe it's the Weekly Standard. His assessments are my assessments. Bill Clinton lied to the American people from the beginning. He's a con artist. Yes. Americans, listen to me. We were told all through the campaign of 92 not to be so judgmental. I was one of those forces that said the same thing. But yet you were jaded. I was jaded. I was jaded. And the majority of the American people were jaded. Some of the news say that the shutdown widens Clinton's popularity. I don't care which they are which. Thank you. We'll be back in a minute. But we'll talk to you in a little while. We're going to take a little station break. This is the Blake Carter Show. When we last left Jim, we were talking about how we were told not to be judgmental. But yet, it was easy to see what was dogging the Clinton administration in some of the early days. Zoe Baird, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and just disorganization. When he instituted Don't Ask, Don't Tell, I couldn't believe it. I was like, why the hell he do that? I voted on him for the economy, not the social stuff. And of course, the abortion thing, the Mexico City policy, I don't have an opinion about that this time. But things began to, the job stimulus package that failed, Travelgate, his credibility was falling apart. Yes, it was. At that time, you were not serving under the Clinton administration. No. By April, he had asked for Texas Governor Ann Richards to put me in the Texas Railroad Commission. I reluctantly agreed to serve, seeing what was being done with our economy. Seeing wide open, who Bill Clinton was. What kind of man he was. A cheating liar. I think, at least my thinking, my hope, that he's rated enough Reagan Democrats that we can do something about it. But then, the fall of 93, you begin touring the country, and even up to London, having tea with the Queen to try to get interest. I wanted to keep them accountable. I wanted him to know that I was expecting him to do what he set out to campaign to do. Sadly, I just don't think he's interested in that anymore. I think he was just being what many of us conservatives call him now, Slick Willie. Eventually, however, you did get confirmed by the Senate, and it was a joyous day. At first, when I arrived on the scene, I had hopes that we could fix the economy, that we could make a difference. I arrived on the scene where it looked like it was a catastrophe. Well, I did make some changes. There are many things that I do regret. And one regret that I'll have till my dying day is agreed to stay up in D.C. to try to stare down Clinton with press conferences, but yet you held one for just a minute or so when you arrived in Baton Rouge. That was more of a press statement. Do you think the press was too hard on your son when he was returning home in August of '94? No. I really didn't want him to do that press conference, but he acted with charm. He acted with flair, better than I would have. Let me ask you this. What changed? Did anything change about the landscape of 1995? There was hope. I still held on to hope that Clinton would fix the economy. Yeah, he may fix the economy, but that's because it's an election. He's caught with his pants down. And because he's caught with his pants down, he don't know which way to go. Well, I'm going to show him. I'm going to introduce faith-based aid for small business back to Congress. I'm going to submit a lot of things. One thing I'm going to tell you here and now is this. Also going to resubmit sustainability for small business. Now, it's passed the House, and it will enter the Senate hopper to go to committee on the 11th of January. It's going to be bottled there for a while, just so you know. And then it gets attached to welfare reform. It will go down, unfortunately. But I think after the second time doing that, and Clinton vetoes it, Congress will realize they have to quit playing footsie. They'll submit it for what it is. If they pass at least some small parts that's in my agenda, just before the election, I will say it's a mission accomplished. If Clinton asks me to resign, I will resign. It will be mission accomplished. Thank you, Jim. We'll be back with some other influencers. This is the Blake Carter Show. We hope you enjoyed listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the adventure. This is the James Hendrick Empowerment Network saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. It's going to be a lot brighter from here.